afternoon, good morning, good evening from wherever you're watching. Welcome to day 2 of the Abundance Frequency Masterclass. I am your host, Shani Leatham, and I'm really excited to get into day 2 because yesterday was fantastic. Yesterday was so fantastic, and we're going to build upon what we learned yesterday and just take it over the edge so that you can forever be in the abundance frequency and call in the things that you want to call into your life from here on out. And I'm going to tell you this, once you know this stuff, you can't unknow it. You can't unknow it. So it's beautiful that you're actually going to be learning things that you can take to progress in life and just do really well. Do really, really, really well. So I'm going to give a little bit of housekeeping as I did yesterday. Today's call is going to be about an hour and a half, and we are going to continue talking about the frequency of abundance and the next steps, including embodiment, including the energy that's required to be in it, the frequency, the vibration, all of that. We're going to be talking about that today. Also, there will be questions answered, a Q&A session. If you have questions, of course, we can talk about that. I will let you in on the Breakthrough Academy, which is my education company, and I'll be letting you know about some of the programs, namely Unlimited, which is my signature program, and discussing how that works, what it looks like, what it means for you, and what it would be like to be in a program with me for about 6 months, learning from me and my energy, and so on and so forth. So we're going to be talking about that. It's pretty brilliant, by the way. Also, if you want to book a one-on-one call with me, I will put that in a link in the bio or a link in the comments. So you can go ahead and book a free one-on-one call with me so we can discuss all the things that need to be discussed. Because sometimes what happens is people don't always want to ask the questions on the chat. They don't want to always ask the questions online. Maybe it's because they feel a little apprehensive, and that's okay. So you can book a one-on-one call with me. We can discuss your goals. We can discuss the programs. We can discuss whatever it is we need to discuss that's relevant to you, elevating your life. Okay, so I will make sure to put that in the comments so that we can get that going. We can get things started. What else? I like to always start. If you're new here, you're not aware of this, but I like to always start our programs, any workshop that I do, with a prayer, because I always want to make sure that I'm getting everything that I need to get from him so that I can give everything to you. So if you'll indulge me, Lord God, thank you so much for this day that we're able to fellowship with each other. I thank you, and I ask you to watch over everyone who has ears to hear what I'm saying and eyes to see what I'm saying. None of me and all of you. Speak through my vocal cords and think through my mind. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Yes. And so today, day 2 of the Abundance Frequency Master Call. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. Yesterday you had homework. Okay, so my students at school, they used to call me Miss L. Miss L is reporting for duty. Okay, yesterday you had homework. Hopefully you had the opportunity to go and do the homework, because it was going to solidify everything that you learned yesterday. Okay, it helps to make sure that what you've learned penetrates. I don't offer this to you because I want you to just have some information. I offer it to you because I want you to live this information. And that's a big part of what we're going to be talking about today, the embodiment aspect of it, okay? So if you haven't done the homework, if you are in this group, you've got access to the group, Money, Mindset, and Manifestation, where this live is being hosted. You can go ahead and get the homework. You can do the homework. It's a couple pages. It's very reflective. Okay. Now, if you're thinking, I'm not doing homework, I graduated from school. Great. We all did. But we have to work on ourselves. Okay. So I want you to go ahead and do that homework and get it done. Go ahead and report back into the group that you've done it. Just say homework done. Day 1 done. Okay, day 1 done. Now, I'm just putting this in here, the book on one-on-one call with me. Here you go. It is now posted in the comments. So let's get to this. Yesterday, we opened the door to a profound truth. And that truth is that abundance is not something that you chase. Okay? It's not something that you chase. It's something that you choose. It's something that you allow. Okay? And today we're going to build on that. I'm very excited about that. And I hope that you are too. Because how you manifest, it determines the quality of your manifestation. It determines the quality that you receive. Can you manifest on a regular basis? Absolutely. Are you a master manifester? Absolutely. Do you always love what you receive? Absolutely not. And half the time, we don't even realize we're manifesting when we call the things into our life that we call in. Everything that you've created up until now was a manifestation of your own, whether it had to do with what you thought, what you believed, or what you did. All of that months before has led up until this moment right now. But what you do right now can change what's going to happen tomorrow, okay? So this is the key difference that most people miss. You don't manifest for abundance to receive abundance. You don't manifest for that, even though you might think that you do. However, you manifest from a place of abundance. So you're manifesting from the state of abundance, okay? I need you to understand that right off the bat. You don't manifest for abundance, you manifest from abundance. And when you manifest for abundance, you know what happens? Your vibration, or the signal that you broadcast, and we talked about this yesterday, you do broadcast a signal. This is your energy, your vibrational state. You broadcast that. So that signal that you're broadcasting says, well, I don't have it yet, because you're manifesting for abundance. I don't have it yet. I need more. I can't wait. I'll be happy when. Right? So it's always dependent upon something happening. I don't have it yet. You're still chasing. I need more. I'm still running after it. Gimme, right? I'll be happy when. You need to be happy now. You need to be in that state of abundance right now. And so that is manifesting for abundance. And you will always get what you're feeling. So if you're chasing, you will always be chasing. So if you embrace it as you already have it, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get it, okay? So that's the language of lack. That's the language of limitation. And because the universe mirrors what you're feeling and what you're broadcasting, it's only going to reflect more lack. That's exactly what you're going to get out of it. And we don't want that. That's the purpose of these masterclasses that I do, so that you can have all the information, all the knowledge, all the strategies, even though strategy is not really important, but all of that so you can do it the right way, so you can maximize what you're asking for and what you're being and who you're being, so that you can get what you want and live in a state that's beyond your wildest dreams. Okay? So when you live from, or when you manifest from instead of for, when you manifest from the state of abundance, your energy says something different. So it's no longer, I don't have that. It's no longer, I need more, or I don't have it yet. What it is I'm already full. I'm already whole. Doesn't that feel good? I'm already full. I already have all that I need. I'm already wealthy. I'm wealthy in love. I'm wealthy in connections. I'm wealthy in money and finances. I'm wealthy in possibilities and creativity. I'm already wealthy. This is where I am. And you know what? I'm open to even more. So it's not I need, it's I'm open to even more. You know what? I'm open to this level of wealth. I'm open to these experiences. This feels really good. I would like some more, please. The energy feels different. Can you feel that? So I want you to be thoughtful about it. When you're manifesting from abundance, it's going to feel different versus when you're manifesting for abundance, okay? And that is the vibration of overflow. Oh, it's so good. It's a vibration of overflow, and it's the only frequency that attracts more of itself. So think about that, yeah? It's the only frequency that attracts more of itself. Now let's kind of talk about the science behind it, because I know a lot of people will say, well, this is just nice. It's words. It's words. It's a woo-woo. It's magic. It's delulu. It's not magic. Okay, but there is actual science behind it. So how we tie it to science is, first things you need to understand is energy doesn't lie. Energy does not lie, not at all. Just like they say numbers don't lie, energy doesn't lie. And so your thoughts generate electrical signals. And I just talked about this, the broadcast signals, but it generates electrical signals, and your emotions generate magnetic fields. Okay? Together, they create the energetic broadcast. So that huge broadcast, that huge signal. We were talking about Wi-Fi, and we were talking about the radio signals that broadcast throughout the world. It's always there. It's always there. We can't see it. We can't feel it. We can't touch it. It's not tangible, but it's always there. It's broadcasting a signal so that we can tune into that signal and get what we want out of it, right? It's the same thing. It's broadcasting an energetic, it's an energetic broadcast that's coming out. And so your internal state, so how you are on the inside, when it is matched to gratitude and joy and peace and sufficiency and fulfillment, when your field is matched to that energetic field that you have, it starts to expand. It starts to expand, and you're literally becoming a magnet to experiences that you've never had. And you're literally becoming a magnet to experiences that match your frequency. So we talked about frequency being here. Let's say you're here, and the thing that you desire is here. Apply that joy, apply that gratitude, apply that sufficiency, apply that love, apply that feeling good, apply that being open to receiving. And you feel that. Do you see how that energetic state just rose? And now it matches what you desire. That's the state that you want to be in. Okay? And this is what Dr. Joe Dispenza, do you guys know him? He is a scientific thought leader. He calls that coherence. And it's so true, because when your thoughts and your emotions are in energetic harmony, they're working out well together with what you desire, it's coherent. It fits well. It's aligned. Okay, but alignment, coherent, the scientific version versus the feeling version, let's call that, okay? So if your desire is abundance, then the work it's not to get more, okay? The work is to feel full now. It's to feel abundant now. It's to feel complete and whole right now. Because what you believe to be true will come before the manifestation of what you want. Belief precedes manifestation. And so that's when manifestation becomes magnetic, okay, instead of mechanical. Does that make sense? So if we were to talk about the mirror of manifestation, I want you to think about this, okay? So your life is actually a mirror. My life is a mirror. Anyone who's watching this, your life is a mirror. And so if you stand in front of your mirror and you're frowning, okay? You're standing in front of it and you're frowning. You're not going to see a smile reflected back. It can't happen that way. It's not going to happen that way. If you're standing still, you're not going to see yourself jumping. If you're contorting your body, you're not going to see yourself just like this. It's going to reflect back what you're doing. Okay? So until you smile first, the smile is not going to show. And so the mirror doesn't create your expression, it reflects it. And your life is the same way. So if you're presenting yourself in a way where you say all is well, I'm showing up, I'm really, really great, all is well, but what's going on inside here is what's being mirrored. And what's going on inside here is there's angst, there's anxiety, there's depression, there's unease, dis-ease. That's what's going to be reflected, and that's what you're going to get out of your life, because you can only pretend for so long before the real you shows through, and then your results will mirror the real you, what you're reflecting, okay? So manifestation works the exact same way. It does. You have to become the reflection first. The abundance, the gratitude, the peace, and then life will mirror back. It will mirror it back. So all of that has to happen first. Okay? So that is why it's called, I don't even want to say this, it just popped in my head, but that is why it's called manifestation and not manu-creation. Because you're not creating anything. You're not making anything happen. You're not doing that. You're just revealing what's already true for you. Does that make sense? Okay. So as we do in all of my workshops, I always ensure that there are exercises for you to do so that we can bring this home, so that it can seal into you, so that you can embody it, and so that you can make it feel tangible and understand what to do, so you can do this on your own afterward. Okay. So I want to do an embodiment exercise, and I gave it a name. I did give it a name. It's called the frequency flip. Okay. So we're going to flip your frequency. So what I want you to do is I want you to take a moment and think about something you really want, like you really want right now, something that you're currently desiring. Okay. I want you to think about that. It might be more money. It might be a new client. It might be a new passionate, loving relationship. It might be expanding your business, whatever it is. It might be a new home. I want you to think about something that you really desire, something that you really want right now. Okay? And then I want you to ask yourself this. If I already had it, how would I feel? So if I already had the thing that I wanted, the 20, 30K months, the relationship that is solid, that we're so good even when we're silent, the beautiful home that matches my aesthetic, matches how I want to feel in it, the career that was designed specifically for me. If I already had that, how would I feel? Okay, I want you to think about that. Think about that right now. How would I feel? And then the next question I'm going to ask you to think about is, how would I walk through the world? So I already have it. How am I showing up? How am I walking through the world? How am I connecting with people? How am I speaking with people? How do I talk? How do I dress? What kind of decisions do I make? Do I make those decisions from a place of lack and limitation through the illusion, or am I showing up in a different way? And then the last question I want you to ask yourself is, well, if I already have all of this, what kind of energy do I carry? That's important. What kind of energy do I carry? What am I broadcasting to the world? What is my signal? That is going to tell you whether or not you're really going to call it in. If you can't even see yourself with the energy that you need, we're going to work on that, okay? That's okay. But imagine you already have what you want. What kind of energy are you carrying? You're probably like vibrant. You're probably charismatic. You're probably magnetizing. People just want to be around you. You're probably really gregarious. You have whatever it is that you desire. Okay? Now I want you to close your eyes just for a moment and feel those emotions right now. Feel those emotions right now. Joy, peace, confidence, gratitude. You have what it is that you've been desiring. It's done. Feel it. Feel that emotion right now. That emotional state is the frequency of abundance. Okay? And so that's what I mean when I say manifesting from abundance and not manifesting for abundance. So now that you know what the frequency of abundance is, you can bring yourself to that level at any time. At any time. And so when you live from that vibration, you know what happens? The physical reality must rearrange itself to match it. It must. It is by law. It must. Okay? So I want you to consider that anytime you don't feel like you're in a vibrational state that matches what you want, visualize it. Ask yourself those 3 questions. You may have to come back and watch the replay so that you can get those questions again and then write them down. Okay? but that's what you're going to have to do. Okay. Let's talk about anchoring the frequency of prosperity, because we want to make sure we're holding this down, okay? It's one thing to feel abundant during a masterclass. So for 2 days, I'm lifting you up. I'm giving you all the goods. I'm teaching you everything that you need to know within those 2 days for an hour and a half at a time. You're being thrown information left, right, and center. You're being given exercises and embodiment and all of these things. It's so easy to feel abundant during these processes, during these masterclasses, these workshops. But what happens when the workshop is done? When you go back to your everyday life and you're doing the mundane tasks and things start to feel differently because you're no longer listening and watching and participating in a masterclass. Okay? It's another thing to live in that energy when life goes back to normal. But what has to happen is the energy that you're in right now, you have to be consciously aware of it and make sure that you consciously create this energy every day. Every day. And is it going to take work? Yes. Are you going to forget about it? Yes. Will you come back to it at some point? Yes. Will you forget about it again? Yes. But it's a constant cycle until it becomes a part of your regular routine, until it becomes a part of you. So how do you anchor abundance so that it becomes who you are? That's what we want to do, okay? It's not just something, and not just something that you experience temporarily. There are 3 pillars, let's call them, that will help you do that, okay? So the first one is awareness. The second one is alignment. And the third one is action. I'm going to go through those with you, okay? So with awareness, you're literally staying conscious, very aware of your state, of how you are presenting yourself, how you are feeling, okay? Because you can't shift what you're not aware of. You can't make changes if you don't know that something needs to change. You can't make any alterations if you don't know that something is out of alignment. So it's so important to be aware of what's happening with you, in you, through you, in your mind, around you, so that you can stay in that state, okay? And we did touch upon this yesterday. But the first practice is to notice. That's it. Just notice what's going on. Notice if you've tuned into LAC FM. Remember LAC FM, the radio station? Notice if you've tuned into that and you're in scarcity and you're in your limitations and you're in your feelings and you're in your thoughts. Notice that. Just notice that. And so, well, how do I notice that, Shani? Okay, well, it might sound like I need more money. I need more clients. I only attract emotionally unavailable men or women. Right? I can't afford this. This isn't working. I've done it for so long and nothing is working. What's going on? That's in a state of lack. That's in a state of scarcity. Checking your bank account every 5 minutes. That's a state of lack and limitation. That's the illusion. There's no trust. There's no trust. There's no feeling, no state of abundance. So notice when those things happen. And they oftentimes happen when, well, there's a negative thought, but you're going to feel it in your body as well. So I want you to pay attention to that, okay? Every time those thoughts arise, I just want you to pause for a moment. And then I want you to say, that's lack. I'm choosing abundance. Period. That's lack. I'm choosing abundance. You can do that, right? It's an instant reframing. It's an instant jolt right back to where you need to be. That's lack. I'm choosing abundance. And awareness is going to be the first step to your mastery. Okay. Step number 2, it's the alignment. So with the alignment, we're going to recalibrate through gratitude. We're going to change things through the experience of gratitude, through the feeling of gratitude. Gratitude is probably one of the most effective ways to call in more of what you have. And it's one of the best ways to regulate your nervous system as well. Because you can't manifest if your nervous system is out of whack. You can't manifest if your nervous system is dysregulated, when you feel really bad and you feel super tired and you feel like nothing's going right and you feel like you don't have the capacity to hold more. You're in a state of lack of gratitude. So then start to feel gratitude for all that's going on around you. It literally is the gateway to abundance. I love that. It's the gateway to abundance. And it's not a cliche. I'm being real. It's not a cliche. It's literally energetic alignment. Okay? Gratitude tells the universe that I already have so much. And you don't feel guilty for it. I already have so much. Oh, this is great. And that vibrationally declares that I'm ready for more. You will always get more of what you have if you're grateful for it. So I already have so much. I'm ready for more. I'll take more of that, please. I'm open to receiving. I am. Bring it on, baby. Hit me. I'm open to receiving. That's what it is. It's a feeling, and that feeling is good. It feels good. And what ends up happening is you will find yourself doing things that puts you in a state of gratitude, because you're actually giving yourself a dose of dopamine, the happy hormone, the happy feel. You're giving yourself a dose of that. And then your body's going to seek more of that. So to just be grateful, you're going to be doing things so that you can feel grateful all the time. And you're calling in more to yourself. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting how that works? So here's a simple practice that you can do. Every evening before you go to bed, I want you to list 3 things that showed you abundance that day. Just 3 things that showed you abundance that day. We did an exercise yesterday where there were 10 things that I wanted you to call in that showed proof of abundance. But 3 things that showed abundance that day, okay? Just 3 moments maybe. They could be big, they could be small, whatever it is. But what it's going to do is it's going to train your subconscious to look for overflow instead of absence. Overflow instead of absence. So you're never really focused on what you don't have. You're focused on, I had a lot of breath today. It never runs out. The sun is always shining. It never disappears. You know, God loves me in an infinity. It never runs out. It doesn't matter what I do. I'm loved. I'm God's favorite. It never runs out. Okay? It trains your mind to look for overflow instead of for absence. And when you're looking for overflow, you will always find overflow. It's that RAS, that reticular activating system that we talked about yesterday, where when you focus on one thing, it filters out all the other things that are around. You focus on one thing, you focus on a white car, just seeing a white car, and all you will see outside are white cars, the number of white cars that pass by, because I'm filtering out all the other cars. And so what you're going to do with this is you're filtering out all the absence, all of what you don't have, and you're focused solely on the overflow. It's the only way you can call more overflow into it, okay? Into you. So the more gratitude you feel, the faster you're going to elevate your baseline frequency. That's that frequency that we're starting at. Okay? And then the third one is action. The third one is action. So you're embodying prosperity through decisions. A lot of people don't know how to decide. I've come to realize that since I've been teaching this work, this material, a lot of people have a little bit of struggle with deciding to do a thing. They need to ask friends. They need to get validation. Should I do it? How will people perceive me? They need to make sure there's no judgment. They need to do a shit ton of research, right? When you know you want to do it, they need to think and think and think and think and hem and haw. Then they need to weigh the pros and the cons. A decision is instant. A decision is so quickly. It's all of that other stuff that makes you take so much time, right? And then when you're taking that extra time, then you're allowing for the doubts and you're allowing for the fears to make those decisions for you. And then what do? You fall back and then you don't get what you want. A decision is instant. Okay, so we're going to embody prosperity through decisions. So your actions anchor your beliefs. So it holds down your beliefs. It makes your beliefs real. Okay, it makes them tangible, the actions that you take. And so if you say you're adamant but make decisions from fear, and you make decisions from doubt, your energy's splitting. Your energy's splitting. And remember, what you manifest is based on what you feel. So the universe is not going to respond to words. It's going to respond to your vibration. It's going to respond to that signal that you're broadcasting. It's going to respond to your energetic field, the energy that you're putting out. It will always give you what you're signaling. Every time, it will always give you what you're signaling. So if you say, I want love, I want to be in a loving, passionate relationship, but you don't leave your house to meet people. You don't do that, but you fear connection. But you always think to yourself, that last relationship didn't work out well. Maybe you guys just were not compatible. Maybe they were abusive. Maybe they didn't say kind things. Maybe they didn't show you love the way that you deserve love. Maybe you were the one who did not know how to love, but you want a loving, passionate relationship. Your energy is split. Your energy is split, okay? Maybe you fear meeting the wrong person. You're going to get what it is that you fear. You're going to get what you feel, what you're signaling, what you're broadcasting to the world. And so even though you're asking for what you want, you're going to get how you feel. You're going to get how you are. You're going to get how you're presenting, okay? So I want you to ask yourself this every day. This is so important. Every day, what would the abundant version of me do here? What would the abundant version of me do in this situation? That's how you move. That's how you act. You have been trained, you've trained yourself, but you've been trained and conditioned to move a certain way. You have to create a new neural pathway. Instead of going straight down this path that's leading you to where you like but don't love, you want to go to this place where the what would I love ideas are there. You're creating new neural pathways. So what would the abundant version of me do here? Would they continue along this path, or would they veer off and do something completely different? Would they be a little more bold in their approach? Would they act with some confidence? Would they act as the person who already has the thing that they want? Yes, because what would the abundant version of me do here? Okay. Would they delay their dreams? No, absolutely not. They're not going to put things off till tomorrow because they're not ready. You're delaying your dreams. You're saying, you know what? I don't want this right now. They're not going to do that. Or do you think they would trust and invest and expand? What would the abundant version of you do? Okay? So every time you take action as if you're already prosperous, that's the key, you become the frequency more deeply. Yeah, you do. And then those actions are going to lead to the results that you actually want. And then that calls your manifestations into reality. Okay? So at the end of the day, abundance isn't something that you have. It's not. It's something that you are. It's your state. It's always there. It's not created. It's always present. You can't see it. You can't feel it. It's always there. It's always something that you are. And when you live in the awareness that it's always there and it's always something that you are, then everything begins to flow differently. Every last thing. You start to think clearer. Okay? You attract faster. You receive easier. You trust life. That's good. It's because you've remembered that it's always there, what was always true, and that it's you are abundant. You are abundance. You are prosperity. You don't need to get it. You already are it. You were created that way. You were created perfect in every way. Perfect in every way. You are an infinite supply. You are somebody's supply house. So I need you to let this solidify in your mind. You already possess all of these things. You need to wake up and remember that, wait a minute, this is already in me. This is already in you, okay? That's what you do. And this is one of the things that I teach inside of my program, Unlimited. Okay? So inside that program, we take everything that we've learned here, obviously, and more, And then we integrate it on a subconscious level so that abundance stops being momentary. It's not just a thing that happens once or twice or just for a little while. It becomes your permanent identity, okay? I'll get into unlimited a little bit later, but just wanted you to know that. So now let's talk about the neuroscience of abundance. I talked a little bit about the scientific part, about the neuroscience of it, okay? Let's talk about what actually happens in your brain and in your body when you live in abundance consciousness, okay? So most people, for the life of me, I don't understand it, but I get it. Most people live in a state of subconscious scarcity. They don't even know that they're living in a state of scarcity. They have no idea, but every action, every thought, every result is lined up, perfectly rooted in scarcity, okay? And it's not because they want to. Nobody wants to live from a place of scarcity. I personally think, and nobody wants to, they don't desire it, but it's because their nervous system was programmed to believe that safety equals control, and it equals struggle, and it equals survival. And so when you grow up hearing things like, money doesn't grow on trees, life is not fair, you can't always get what you want. Like, they even made a song about that, right? They even made a song about that. Or you have to work really hard to get everything that you want. Oh, it's raining outside. You got to save for a rainy day. Why do we have to save for a rainy day? Why can't we save for something extraordinary? Do you see? It's all rooted in scarcity. We got to reframe. We've got to change our words. And so what happens is your subconscious has already learned that lack equals normal. I'm saving for a rainy day just in case something goes bad. You have insurance just in case something bad happens. Instead of saving for something great, saving for a possibility, saving for the trip, saving for retirement so that you can live well, not a rainy day. It's all rooted in scarcity. And it's, again, your subconscious mind has learned that so lack equals normal and abundance equals danger. And that's wild to me, because abundance is not danger. Abundance is you. Think about how you feel about people who have money. How do you feel about people who have a lot of money, who are very wealthy? I've been scrolling online every so often, and I see whenever someone talks about someone who's got millions or $1 billion, well, they're evil. You can't earn $1 billion without being nefarious or doing something wild and crazy. You can't be a millionaire without stepping on other people. Where did that come from? I have a handful of millionaires and a couple billionaires that I mastermind with monthly. They are the most kind, generous people I've ever come across. They are so compassionate. They are so giving of themselves, of their time, of their money, of their resources. They are just genuinely nice, kind people. They are my favorite kind of people. They are not what the people paint others who have a lot of money to be like. Granted, there are some people who are really terrible, and money is an amplifier. So if you're already kind and generous and compassionate and giving, when you have more, you're going to be even more kind, generous, compassionate, and giving. On the other hand, if you're an ass, and then you come into some more money, you're going to be an even bigger ass. And I feel what's happening is those people who are at ass level, they're just louder. They're just louder. So people are seeing that as a representative of those who are wealthy, and forgoing all the other people, not paying attention to the others, probably because they don't want people to know that they have a lot, because they're going to be received negatively like those asses. So think about that. When you have a lot of money, you think it's bad. There are so many problems in the world. You could take all of your money and help everybody. They're helping people. A lot of them are helping people. Stop being in people's wallets, by the way. Stop telling people how to spend their money. If you want to help other people succeed, help them succeed. Do the best that you can. You get rich. You get rich and give it all away. Do what makes you feel good at your core. Okay? Because that thought those thoughts, those mindsets, telling people how to spend their money, thinking that they're all bad because they have a lot, it's rooted in scarcity, and it's rooted in lack, and it's rooted in limitation. And you're adding your morals onto them. Who says you're a moral compass? If you can think that way about others, okay? So when overflow begins to show up, the nervous system then says, or it often says, if you are in a state of scarcity, if you are in a state of scarcity, that this is unsafe. This doesn't feel good, okay? And let's just shut this down. We can't have that. What that actually is, it's something called your money ceiling. Okay, so you know how there's the glass ceiling? They said women have a glass ceiling. We can only work up to here, and then we got to punch through so that other people can, so that we can like open doors for others, so that we can reach levels that we haven't reached before. Well, we also have a money ceiling. A lot of people do. I used to have a money ceiling. I was stuck. That money ceiling is the subconscious limit on how much good you can receive, on how much money you can receive, on how much you feel like you can make. So I want you to think about the amount of money, the most amount of money that you've ever made in your life in 1 year. If you've never made more than that, that is your ceiling. Okay? If you've never made more than that, that is your ceiling. And it can be broken through some mindset training, through some abundance consciousness, through my program Unlimited, and so many other ways. Okay? So your brain creates a pattern of lack, by the way. It operates through repetition. All the time, through repetition. We think that the same thoughts all the time. We think between 60 and 70 thoughts a day. And 90% of those thoughts are the same recurring thoughts all the time. But again, we have that RAS, we're filtering through. We're not paying attention to all the stuff. So we don't even realize we're thinking as much as we are thinking. Okay, but your brain operates on repetition. And so whatever you think and whatever you feel, it repeatedly becomes a neural pathway. It does. And that's that pattern that fires automatically. Okay? And so when you constantly think of fear or insufficiency, not having enough, like I don't have enough, it always runs out. I wish I had more. I'm working so hard, but I can't get ahead. You're always thinking of insufficiency. Your brain is actually creating a neurological groove, so to speak, that always goes to scarcity. Scarcity becomes your default. Lack becomes your default. Limitation becomes your default. And for most people on this planet, scarcity, lack, and limitation is their default. We need to break through that, okay? But I want you to know that this is like an empowering truth, okay? The brain doesn't care if a thought is true. It doesn't. It does not care if a thought is true. It only cares if it's repeated. So that's why when people do affirmations and they say things over and over and over again, eventually you'll start to believe it if you add feeling to it. That's why when you watch something on social media, all the people who watch Fox News, or all the people who watch CNN, or all the people who watch CTV, or all the people who watch City TV, all the images are always the same, okay, based on whatever is being broadcast on each station. You hear it over and over again, and the patterning of the way they're speaking over and over again, your brain starts to accept that as true until you think differently. Choose to consciously think differently. Okay? So it means you can literally reprogram your own brain, which is wild and it's incredible. You can reprogram your own brain for abundance. You can. And you do that through conscious repetition. Conscious repetition. And adding emotion to it. Like, I want you to add some seriously intense emotion. Wild emotion. Like, I feel this at my core. Visceral emotion. Okay? When you think a new thought and a new feel, and you feel a new emotion, let me try to say that again. When you think a new thought and you feel a new emotion, you're signaling new genes in different ways. Like, that's one thing that Dr. Dispenza used to say all the time. You're signaling new genes in different ways, like genetics in different ways, okay? And that's called neuroplasticity. So your brain is not finite. You're not just the way you are. It can literally reshape itself, because you're creating new neural pathways and new genes and new brain cells every time you learn something new. So the saying of it is what it is, I am who I am, boys will be boys, that's BS. It's complete BS, because things can change. It isn't what it is. You choose to keep it that way. And by you choosing to accept things as what they are, you're choosing to stay in the life that you're living. And then what's the point of trying to manifest for something different when you won't change? You won't allow change. You won't see change. It's not what it is. Your brain is neuroplastic, okay? I just want you to understand that. Maybe you didn't know, but now you know. If you don't know, now you know. Okay? When you repeatedly feel gratitude, and when you repeatedly feel confidence, and when you repeatedly feel like sufficient and there's more than enough, and you really feel the prosperity within you, your neurons, they begin to wire together like it's like a braid. This looks more like the itsy bitsy spider, but it's more like a braid, okay? New neural pathways. You're creating new patterns. And so then your brain starts seeing more evidence of the abundance everywhere, because you're thinking things and you're feeling the gratitude and you're feeling the, the sufficiency. Your brain, is starting to see more evidence of it everywhere, that abundance everywhere. You can literally reframe the way you live by reframing your feelings and reframing your thoughts. That's all it takes. So when you see someone go from rags to riches, and it seems like such a beautiful story, and it's got nothing to do with winning the lottery, they've just completely made a 180. They've changed themselves. They've changed themselves from their core, internally. And they've created new neural pathways, new patterns, doing new things. They've added some feeling to it. Neville Goddard says that feeling is the secret, because it is. Feeling is the secret to the success, to calling in what it is that you want. Most people don't talk about it, but it's true. Feeling is the secret. It's because now all they see is evidence of abundance, and they live from that way. So you can have your own rags to riches story, and it doesn't have to be just about wealth. It can be about anything. You can make leaps and bounds. It's a quantum leap is what it is. I teach more about that in Unlimited. We'll talk about that later. But in other words, you can train your brain to notice what matches your desired frequency. You can literally train your brain to do that. And this is why abundance starts showing up out of nowhere. How did they do it? People think it's magic. It's a miracle. We're walking miracles, by the way. We're experiencing all of these miracles all the time. People call it luck. It's not luck. It's not luck at all. It was the internal work. The best part is for those who have the unconscious awareness, they don't even realize that they exude that energy. They don't even realize that they're showing up as the person who has what they want already. They're already in that state of abundance. And then you're saying, oh, wow, you're so lucky. You have a horseshoe up your ass. For others, if you've lived a certain way, you've got to retrain yourself. You've got to retrain your mind, retrain and rewire your subconscious mind so that you can get the things that you want to get. And that's what this is really all about, okay? And then this is not new stuff. This has been around for eons, way before you were born. This is from the start of the universe. But it's going to be newly visible to you, okay? Because your awareness has shifted. Do we understand? Okay. I want to do another little exercise with you. I want to help you rewire and receive. Okay. So just close your eyes just for a second. And I want you to imagine a golden light. It's at the center of your brain. So picture your eyes are closed. You can see your brain. There's a golden light at the center of your brain, right where your pineal gland is. Okay. With every breath that you take, I want you to silently say, so in your mind, I am safe in abundance. I am safe in abundance. My mind is open to overflow. My mind is open to overflow. Wealth feels natural to me. Wealth feels natural to me. And then I want you to like literally feel the warmth that's spreading through your chest and down to your heart. Okay? Take some deep breaths. This is your brain and your body synchronizing with the frequency of abundance. It's merging, it's connecting, it's getting into alignment. It's that coherence that we talked about. It's a state of coherence between your thoughts and your emotions. Remember, feeling is the secret. So if you do this for just 2 minutes a day, just 2 minutes, you're going to begin to retrain your subconscious mind, okay? And you're going to retrain it to live in prosperity, even when you're not even thinking about it, because it becomes natural to you. It's going to become a process that you do, okay? So when your mind aligns with abundance and your body feels safe in it, abundance stops feeling like something that you have to reach for, something that you have to chase, or something that you have to strive to get. It literally becomes your default vibration, okay? And that's the beginning of true wealth embodiment. I want you to embody wealth. Literally, figuratively, I want you to embody it. It feels so good here, okay? How are we doing on time? Not too bad. Okay, so there's this quantum art of receiving. We've heard of a quantum leap. That's that rags to riches story. That's where your life, your reality just completely is altered like this, okay? It's such a difference from where you have been. It's wild, okay? So your energy and your thoughts and your emotions when you quantum leap, they're definitely aligned with abundance, right? But then what do you have to do next? You have to let the universe deliver to you. And the universe is delivering to you what you're asking for through God. Okay? Most people block their manifestations, or they get something that they don't want altogether. They do it all the time because they want to be in control. And it definitely has nothing to do with feeling unworthy of getting it. Even though a lot of people grapple with the feeling of, I don't feel worthy, I don't feel like I deserve this. Okay? But it's because they've never learned how to receive. They never learned how to receive. Somebody offers to buy you a drink, you're like, no thanks. Somebody offers to help you do something, you're like, no, I got it. And you know you want the help. You've never learned to receive. You were taught that receiving help, receiving anything, at times makes you weak or makes you be perceived as weak. It doesn't. It's one of the strongest things that you can do because you're relinquishing control, right? You're relinquishing control. And so receiving requires two things: trust and openness, okay? Trust and openness. So with quantum physics, okay, it teaches you that everything already exists as waves of potential, okay? You draw to the version of your life that matches your energy. So whatever matches your energy, look at your life right now, that's matching your energy. Whatever the results that you have right now, that's matching the energy that you've put out up until now. Actually, a couple months ago, and it's now. It's matching your energy, okay? But there's a catch to that. You cannot receive new outcomes while you're clinging to old emotions. You can't. You can't walk through new doors with an old vibe, old mindsets. You can't. So if your body is holding on to fear and it's holding on to impatience or doubt, the frequency of abundance, it can't stabilize itself. It can't. It keeps bouncing off like an energetic wall. I know that was a little frenetic, but that's what it does. So you have to become receptive energy, the energy of receiving. You have to. So that means being a little more soft, being trusting, being open, being relaxed. Because receiving happens when you're still, not when you're striving for it. We talked about this yesterday. People who work really, really, really hard, they're oftentimes the ones who have the least to show for all their work. They are not still. They are not in a state of relaxation. They can't be, because you're always working, always doing. You're always in your masculine energy and never allowing yourself to tap into your feminine energy, which is to let things happen. You know, they say let go and let God. Literally, let it happen. So if you think of the universe as an ocean, it's endless, right? When's the last time you saw like from the front of an ocean to the end? Like it just goes on as far as the eye can see. It's endless. It's overflowing. And it overflows with everything you could ever want, everything you could ever desire. God created it that way for a reason. Not so that you could only have what you have, so that you can have access to everything. You have access to everything, okay? Your desires are the waves that rise and fall. They are. And your energy is the tide that draws them in. I know, I got away with words, baby. But when you resist, right? When you resist or when you control or you try to force things to happen, then you're going to create friction. You're going to create turbulence. And then when that's happening, that wave can't reach you because you're pushing it away. And so all that you want to call into you can't call it into you because you're pushing it away because you want to be in control. But when you relax and when you breathe and when you allow it to happen and you just let, okay, you just let, then it naturally comes to you. You don't have to do anything but let it come. Open your hands and be open to receiving. Just let it come. There are a lot of control freaks out there. They want what they want and they got to check the progress all the time. It's like when you're planting a seed and you're trying to grow something. You add the water, you put in the sunlight. You don't go back every hour to check the progress. That's being overly controlling. You know you've done what you needed to do. And every so often you go back and you water it and you nurture it. And then you just let it happen. That's what you have to do for your manifestations. You have to let it happen. Okay? So abundance does not respond to force. It does not respond to control. It responds literally to flow, to letting things happen. Abundance is already there. You have to allow it in. You must. I think I've said that 14 times today. Probably 3. But you have to allow it in. It doesn't arrive when you chase it. Okay? It arrives when you're aligned to it, when you're open and you're ready to receive. Here's a test on how you know if you're ready to receive. What do you do when somebody offers you a compliment? How do you respond when somebody offers you a compliment? Do you say, like someone says, oh, you look really nice right now. I love your outfit. Oh, this old thing? Oh, I don't feel good in it. Start tugging at your outfit. I like how you presented that presentation today. Oh, I messed up. I forgot to say this or I forgot to say that. You're not open to receiving a compliment. You can't take something as small as a compliment. How can you receive the big that you want to receive? The great things that you want to receive? So start by even somebody saying something nice or kind to you, especially if it's genuine. Thank you. Thank you. That's it. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. You know what? I agree with you. I was pretty damn good today. Thank you. That's it. You want more into your life? Start with something small. Universe is watching. It's waiting to give you what you want. It's mirroring back who you are. Remember that, okay? So it arrives when you're aligned and when you're opened and you're ready to receive. So just remember this, okay? The frequency of abundance is peace. Letting. It's going to take practice, especially if you are the one who's in charge of everything. If you run the show, sometimes to sit back and let things happen is tough. Sometimes when we ask our kids to clean up and they don't clean the way we want it to, it's tough because then we want to go and fold the clothes better. We want to put the dishes away better. We want to do all the things the way that feels good to us. You got to relinquish some control sometimes and just let. The language of abundance is gratitude. You know what? Thank you for doing the laundry. Thank you for cooking dinner. Thank you for taking care of this presentation. Thank you for being there. Thank you for listening. Thank you for the money, whatever it is. That's the language of gratitude. Experience more gratitude, you will get more. And then the action of abundance. So how do you know you actually believe the abundance? What's the actions that you take? Having trust. Having trust. When you master these three things, so the peace, the gratitude, and the trust, you're no longer trying to manifest. You're not doing that. You're literally starting to live in effortless creation. It's the effortless way. That's what you need. It's the effortless way. So, are there any questions? Let's see. Do we have any questions? I did say I would leave some room for Q&A. Thank you and smile. Say thank you and smile. Exactly that. Okay. Before we go on, I wanted to let you guys know about what we do at the Breakthrough Academy. So the Breakthrough Academy is an unconventional education company that I've created. I created it a few years back with the thought to help people unlearn all the shit that they know so that they can create the life that they actually want to create. To get rid of the illusion of limitation and the illusion of lack, because they are illusions and they're self-imposed and self-created, and live from a place of abundance, but also to be able to change, to rewire, reframe, and reprogram your subconscious mind so you can live an extraordinary life. An extraordinary life. It started out actually with teens to help teens know who they are before the world told them who they should be, right? To become strong in self. Now the Breakthrough Academy, we work solely on your soul's prosperity. So getting you right with your identity, with your wealth, with your career, with your peace, your peace of mind, with relationships, with security, with your purpose, being whole in all of those forms. So in that aspect, I'm a transformation specialist, and I help you transform from one state to the next and help you reach your quantum leap, help you collapse time so that you can change who you need to be and get what you want faster. I studied under Bob Proctor, and Bob Proctor used to say to us, tell me what you want and I will help you get it. And I've adopted the same thing. Tell me what you want and I will help you get it. And so our signature program is called Unlimited. Unlimited. Baby, it's so good. Unlimited is a 6-month self-study program, and it is also a group coaching program. So it's a 6-month self-study course, and a group coaching program. And so we focus a lot on, again, figuring out what it is that you want, what you want your life to look like, what you want your life to feel like, what you actually want out of it, and the steps to get you there. And I say this because I had gone through a lot of work and a lot of study so that I can manifest the life that I have. Once upon a time, I had found myself in foreclosure. Actually, 3 times in foreclosure. My last time was my last time. And then I was able to manifest over $1 million in less than a year. And so I teach you how all the things that I did, all the mindset work that I did, is more than just mindset mastery, but all the things that I did to help you rewire your subconscious for wealth and to experience confidence, a lot of confidence that you didn't know that you could have in your life. Teach you how to remove money blocks, right? And that money ceiling. Teach you how to get rid of that money ceiling that we were talking about, and teach you how to embody your millionaire self today. So it's completely like a full healing program, Unlimited, with the beautiful side effect of attracting wealth. It's a beautiful side effect. I have some wonderful students in my last cohort who have created incredible results for themselves. One going from $8,000 months to $49,000 a month. One going from $3,000 to $20,000 a month. I had one who wanted to just be an angel investor, and she created an angel investment firm, and she actually invested her first $100,000 into a new startup. She came from wealth, but she was stuck. She had a money ceiling and she couldn't do more, and she wanted to learn how to expand herself so that she can do more. Had one who just bought a new home. They only decided the other day that they were going to buy the home, but they knew what it is that they wanted. It taught them how to decide, how to see, how to envision, how to live from the end so that they can call into their lives what they want. It's beautiful. I have people who've been in my energy who've attracted vacations, who've attracted extra wealth, who've attracted relationships. And they've been in a drought for a very long time. But through this study and through the embodiment work, they're able to create the life that they desire. So it's a 6-month self-study program, and it's a group coaching as well. And so it comes with this beautiful 250-page workbook that you're going to do alongside your studying. And then we have group calls once a week or twice a week. So one is a lesson for me and one is an embodiment session. So they're both between an hour to an hour and a half long. And we focus on everything to get you to the place that you need to be. Okay? It's completely immersive and it is life-changing. It is life-altering. I'll tell you, had I not studied this material and learned about myself, became an expert on myself, I would probably be in another foreclosure by now, because it was a cycle. And I learned how to break those cycles, collapse that time, because now I have the experience, and get whatever it is that I want. Everything I write down, I get. I've learned how to manifest. I am a manifesting master of things that I want. And it's beautiful. And the desire is for you to enjoy life at such a high level, right? What you could not imagine for yourself and beyond, because you're deserving of it. Because you are God's highest form of creation. Because everything that you want is available to you. And when you think about all those things that you want, I don't want you to feel bad about it, because you would not have been given the thought if it wasn't available to you. And so Unlimited helps you become the person you need to be in order to experience the transformation that you desire. And it's my greatest joy to teach this program. And so our newest cohort, enrollment is now open for a newest cohort. We will begin on the first week of November, because you have to get your materials mailed to you. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. The programs, like they stop, most programs stop at mindset. Okay? Unlimited goes completely further. It merges science, it merges manifestation and faith. Okay? It merges those three things to create lasting transformation. And the embodiment. Oh my goodness, the embodiment. This is something that is missing. I don't want you to just have the intellectual information. I want you to have the lived experience. That's why for 6 months, you will be embodying who you need to be so that you can have what it is that you want. And I'm telling you, through that embodiment, you call things in so quickly. Okay, so quickly. So I did put a link in the bio. Not in the bio. I don't know why I keep saying that. I did put a link in the chat. If you want to book a one-on-one call with me, it's completely free. We can discuss your goals. We can discuss how Unlimited can help you achieve your goals, how I can help you achieve your goals, and see where this goes. There's absolutely no pressure. There's absolutely no pressure. Whatever it is that you want to create, we can help you create it. If you feel like I'm one of the people who can help you get there, then fantastic. I would be grateful to help you get there. If you feel like you might need to go somewhere else, you could do that too. Okay? You can do that too. So again, live coaching calls with myself. 6 months of embodiment sessions. That's what you're going to get. The interactive workbook and embodiment exercises. That's included in that. And that workbook is going to be your roadmap to your transformation. It's so well done. Okay? We have, you're going to get access to a private coaching community, because where we host all of our things and have our replays, all the recordings and client-only events. Okay? There's going to be monthly guided visualizations. Some people have a hard time seeing it for themselves. So we help you see it. If we can help you see it, conjure up those feelings, bring it into you a lot faster, okay? And then there's there's a wealth identity masterclass that comes with that. You're going to get for free. And the replay of the 3-day wealth energy masterclass. Those are about $4,000. You're going to get those for free. And then we have the manifesting book club for those who want to be a part of that, which is kind of cool. I love that. I love that because people are like, well, what are you reading, Shani? Like, I'm reading this. I've read this. I've read this. What did you take away from this? What did you take away from that? So we have all of those, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. The enrollment will be for just a few days. Okay, so if you know that you want your life to look different and feel different, I highly recommend that you book that call with me and see if this is the path for you. It might be, it might not be. Okay, the program is $6,000. And as far as I'm concerned, it probably should be more. Not even probably should be more. It should be more, and it will go up. It will go up. But in the interim, it's $6,000, and that's your pay in full. We do have a payment plan for those who do not have the capacity to do the $6,000 all at once. And we can talk about that offline. That's nobody's business to know what you're going through, okay? Not at all. So that's unlimited in a nutshell. It's just a beautiful program to help you become the highest, grandest version of yourself, okay? I want you to imagine what becomes possible, right? When you live this way every single day, when your subconscious mind and your beliefs and your energy are fully programmed to prosperity and freedom. That's what happens in Unlimited, okay? You're breaking through the old patterns of fear and scarcity. You're rewiring your subconscious for abundance and self-belief. You're embodying your highest, grandest version, your wealthiest identity. Do you know that you have to have a wealth identity to call in more? Did you know that? Teach all about that and how to adopt the wealth identity that matches the amount of riches, wealth, and prosperity that you want. And then how to manifest wealth and freedom and fulfillment with ease. Okay? So, let's end this. I want you to take a deep breath with me. I want you to inhale abundance. And I want you to exhale gratitude. Okay? We've just spent 2 days remembering who we really are. You've spent 2 days remembering who you really are. Okay? You are an infinite being with limitless universe. In a limitless universe. You are. You're surrounded by constant overflow. You're not meant to have a piece of the pie. You're supposed to have your whole damn pie. There's no crumbs. There's no seat at the table. You have your own damn table. That's who you are. And you've been spending this time with me, remembering who you are. And I'm so grateful that you took the time to learn from me. Okay? And I want you to take a moment to feel proud. Because you didn't just learn new information. Okay? You didn't. You actually shifted your frequency. That's wild. Like, you did that. You shifted your frequency and you opened your awareness. You did that. And you tuned into the energy of prosperity. Well done. Well done. Okay? I want you to be proud of yourself. Well done. And this is the truth. I think you already knew this before. Maybe you just needed to remember it. That abundance isn't something that you create. It's something that you allow. It's everywhere. The leaves are falling, but when the leaves are out there on the trees, it's leaves in abundance. The grass out there, it's not one sheet, it's blades of grass. You can't count it. It's in abundance. And what happens when it dies? It comes back, it regrows, it regenerates because it's in abundance. Okay? It's the natural state of your being before the world taught you to doubt it. You are going to be inundated with messages of doubt and limitations and why you can't have a thing. I want you to just forego that, push that to the side, and remember that you are abundance. And because you are abundance, abundance you have. Abundance you will always call into your life. And when you start to remember that you are abundance and you start to act from that way, from that state, all of the things that you receive and your results are going to be in abundance. It's going to reflect that. It's going to mirror that. So every thought of I can't, or I'm not ready, or I don't have enough, or I'm too busy, or I don't have enough money, it's too hard, that's just programming. None of that is true. That's you tuned into your Lack FM radio station. It's playing in the background. But the moment you change to that station, that frequency, to Abundance FM, remember what happens. Life starts to sound different. Okay? It starts to feel different. That's what you want. And so it seems to me that now you've realized that you don't need to chase abundance. I'm pretty sure you know this by now. It's in you by now. You only need to remember it and to live from it, okay? Abundance isn't just money. It's literally a state of being full, of being whole and complete. It's full of gratitude. It's full of joy. It's full of ideas. It's full of possibilities and love. It's all of that. And so when you live in that fullness and money and opportunities and miracles, they can't help but find you. They can't. I always say I'm the kind of person who always finds money and money always finds me. You can't help it. I live from a place of abundance. I am abundant. I am prosperous. I am in overflow. I went from overdrawn to overflow. That's how it is. And it's because you become the frequency that matches what you want and you attract it to you. Okay? That is what this masterclass has been all about. Not learning how to get more. It's learning how to be more. Okay? Learning how to be more open, to be more trusting, to be more aligned. Okay? And so, if what you've experienced over these 2 days resonated with you, and if something in you knows that you're meant to live every day from this vibration, okay? From this vibration, then I want to invite you to take the next step and look into my signature program, into my coaching, into me working with you, okay? Look into Unlimited. Go ahead. I will put that in the, I was going to say bio. I'll put it in the chat and you can see what that looks like. Go ahead and discover it for yourself. There it is. That's Unlimited. Go ahead and discover it for yourself. Okay? It's where you're going to go beyond understanding abundance. It's where you're going to start embodying it as your identity. If you're ready for that next step, I think this is where we go. Okay? We're going to take these same energetic principles and integrate them into your subconscious mind and your daily habits and your lived experience so that you're no longer visiting abundance. You're living there. Okay. It has been my honor and my privilege to teach you over the last 2 days. I hope you got something out of this. There was a lot. There was a lot of information. I hope you got something out of this. And if you did, thank you. Put it in the comments. Let me know. I love your feedback. Again, there was a lot of information. You are going to want to watch this again. For those of you who registered to be on this live, you will get this, the replay emailed to you. Otherwise, you can find it on my YouTube channel. I'm up to 24 subscriptions. On my YouTube channel of the same name, Shani Leatham, it will live there in perpetuity. It will live there forever. You can go back and rewatch it, revisit it, do the exercises, start to embody it, start to learn, start to become, so that you can create the life that you want to create. Okay? It is with my honor and my pleasure and my gratitude that I say thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.